Yeah. Not just stuff that I use.
So if you've been watching my channel lately, you saw a video I recently did where I went to CRC, Color Resource Center in the Lower East Side of New York City and talked to the owner, Neil, about how they've been in business for 40 years and how they've been keeping the development and scanning of film alive. If you haven't checked out the video yet, check it out right here. It's a phenomenal video. We sit down with Neil and his founder and just talk about the process of how long they've been open, some of the stories they have, and just what they're doing to help film photographers in New York City. Well, today I had the opportunity to go visit my friend Chris, who owns Positive Print Lab in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. What Chris and his company do is basically when you get those photos delivered to you, he wants to show the importance and help you in taking those photos and bringing them to life in the form of prints, just like the ones I have back here on my wall. He is really an incredible person and cares deeply about the community, artistic community, film community, skateboarding community out there, and he wanted to talk with me about the importance of printing your work and everything that goes into it in 2026. So I headed over to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, down this unsuspecting street in the industrial area that doesn't look like where a print lab would be. It looks more like you would go to a place to get your car fixed. And up on the second floor, he has this beautiful studio filled with giant printers, all types of paper, all types of ink, and does an incredible job at working at it. So I sat down with Chris, asked him a couple of questions, and learned a little bit more about what they do at Positive Print Lab and how they helped artists and photographers bring their artwork to life.
All right. All right. So my name is Chris Patti, and I run Positive Print Lab in Brooklyn, New York. Been open for 6 years, since April of 2020. Believe it or not, started right when COVID started. It was going to be it's actually supposed to start off as a side hustle, selling prints. I was working as an artist assistant at the time, and yeah, the lockdown happened, lost my job, and basically invested all of that money, those stimmy checks and everything, into this business. And 6 years later, here we are, printing more than ever. Yeah, so something that a lot of people underestimate about like a standard photo print, you know, from CVS or maybe Walgreens, Staples, whatever, is the color accuracy and the quality of the paper. So a lot of times we save people here. They come here with terrible prints, they look green or pink or something, and we work with all calibrated machinery here. We use professional grade materials, archival materials. Everything is acid free. We use pigment inks. So something other than how the print looks that people don't think about with, you know, a standard cheap photo print is the longevity of the print, because those special materials that we use here result in a product that's going to last generations, hundreds of years, especially if we frame it with our preservation grade frames. So a lot of people, they think about, hey, I want this picture to be in a show that's coming up, or I want it for a buyer's house, a collector's apartment, whatever, but they don't think about where the print's going to be in a couple hundred years. And that's where it really gets interesting, and that's when it really becomes worth it to print here at Positive, because we make professional archival pigment prints that are going to last many generations. Yeah, so I help photographers choose papers as best as I can, but the way that I like to go about it is I make it very clear that what we're doing here is we're creating art. So there's really no rules, and anyone who says so is just making stuff up, because at the end of the day, it's whatever the artist chooses to represent their work, whichever medium that they want to work with, whatever paper choice they decide to go with, however they edit their image to look. Those are all choices for the artist to make. So I can help, and I do help, guide artists to make the right decision with their paper. You know, certain subject matters might call for a certain paper. If your subject is something shiny or glossy, maybe we'll go with the glossy paper. Steer people in one direction or another, I like to kind of leave it open to the artist, and I'll give them all the information for each paper. But at the end of the day, it's totally up to the artists themselves. So I'll try to, you know, guide people as much as I can, depending on what they're looking for. Whenever we get a new paper, we calibrate everything. We make sure the monitor stays calibrated. We tell the computer which paper we're printing on, which printer we're printing with, and that's what leads to accurate color and consistency across a print edition. So I would say the biggest challenge is not so much of consistency, but it's about which papers to select for the customers, because one of the philosophies of Positive Print Lab, in fact, the main philosophy here is to make it easy, to make it simple for an artist to get their work on a wall and for it to live forever. Something that was exciting was actually a couple years back, we did a show, believe it or not, right below us at my friend's space, Seven House Gallery. And this show in particular was challenging because I was curating it myself, and it was one of the first shows that I fully curated. I had some help from my friend Giovanni Retta. He's a world famous skateboarding photographer. So we basically put together a show where we invited all skateboarding photographers, and we said, you know, rather than submit images for this show of just simply the act of skateboarding, let's do something that represents behind the scenes, that represents the lifestyle. So show came out awesome, printed everything here. There must have been around 100 prints that we put on the walls, and I installed the show myself, so that was part of the challenge. But the biggest challenge was working with, I think it was about 30 different artists all at the same time. So to get all the images together and to keep everything organized and to do it in such a way that you please everyone, from the artists to the audience. The best advice I can give someone is just follow your instinct. You know, whatever your gut tells you, try to go with your gut, because oftentimes that's going to be the best decision that you can make. Don't try to print something that's going to please a certain group of people or something that you think is going to sell. You should really choose from your intuition and select images that you care about, images that are important to you, because what might please someone this week, what might be trendy now, is not what's going to hold weight in a few generations from now. It's not gonna hold up in the future. So I think it's important to you know, sounds cliche, but follow your heart. When you want to print something, it's important to think about it in a way where it's like, I'm creating something that's going to last hopefully forever. And if, you know, it's printed here, it's going to last a very long time. So not to sound like I'm advertising too much. We could cut some of that out. So you can find us on Instagram, Positive Print Lab, on our website, positiveprintlab.com, or in person here at 35 Meadow Street in Brooklyn, New York.
That was a great time hanging out with Chris. It was really amazing to see the process to get prints of my own made of my recent work that's going to be at a gallery, and just talk to him about the importance of printing your work and everything that goes into it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out his Instagram and his website and get a print or two made by him. It's a really important thing. I think it really makes us appreciate and enjoy our art more, and really shows off the work we do in a different medium. So thanks again for checking out this video. Remember to thumbs up, like, subscribe. Remember to just shoot. I'll see you in the next one.